Always want to see the Cavaliers do well against the Pistons in particular. Cavs are off tonight. They lost last night by just a couple of points. Timberwolves beat them by 5. Tomorrow night, they will still be here at home. A 7 o'clock tip-off against the Charlotte Hornets here on WMMS. If you want to get some appropriate gear from CLE Clothing Company, month of March, you got spring as your promo code. That gets you 20% off whatever you buy from CLE Clothing Company. I was reading about this woman who threw her ex-boyfriend's dog over the balcony.
Ooh.
She was very upset at their breakup, apparently. And she comes to this guy's place. Older couple. He's in his late 50s, early 60s. Woman looks age appropriate. Drunk girlfriend is charged with hurling her ex-boyfriend's pug over the 7th floor balcony. This is in Florida.
Mm-hmm. We knew
the
that.
Ohio of the South. Eric Addison's 56. Oh, his girlfriend's 10 years younger than him. She's a hard 46 looking at this woman. And she was drunk. Maybe not ex, maybe current. Bucky was the dog. Bucky was 3 years old. And was one of 2 dogs this guy had. And the woman shows up and is quite distraught, very upset, and things did not end well for Bucky. And the guy is suing and everything.
Attacked me and scratched me, hit me, and not bad enough. I was kind of able to fend her off, but she grabbed my keys, and I had my hand on the keys too. I was able to pull my car key off, and she took my condominium keys and threw those off the balcony. Went out and threw those off the balcony, and I said, I'm going to go downstairs because I didn't have my phone anymore. I'm going to go downstairs to the desk to call the police. And she was on the balcony, and she picked up I had a 3-year-old bug named Bucky, and he was so sweet, and she picked him up, and she just smiled and dropped him off the balcony.
Wow.
7 floors. I started screaming. Screaming. And people were gathering down below around Bucky. And I pushed her out of my unit, and I locked the door, and I couldn't even leave the unit because I didn't have... I have a second dog. I have a puggle named Sandy, and I was afraid because
Kind of surprised this guy has a girlfriend.
Stop it.
What? Distraught over his dog
so
getting murdered in front of his
right.
face.
No, I understand.
Where she looks at him,
smiles,
and drops the dog. What a horrible, horrible person.
You know what they say, Bill? Bitches be dropping.
Ooh, I didn't have key. I didn't have my phone. I couldn't call the police. I couldn't call anybody, and I couldn't. And I didn't have my keys, so I couldn't lock the door with my key. So
this is why you don't ever date anyone in the building.
We don't know that she lived there.
Yeah, we do. She ran to her condo, which was on the 5th floor.
Oh, did he say
He's
that?
on the 7th floor. She's on the 5th.
I didn't hear that.
I was afraid she would get back in and hurt Sandy, so I couldn't even leave. So I'm screaming, and finally I remembered that I had another key, and I locked the door and went down. Bucky was laying there in a pool of blood, and somebody called the police, and the police came, and they've been...
By the way, a pug is not a big dog.
No.
Mm-mm.
So there couldn't have been much of that animal left. This happened in that documentary Anchorman. Do you remember that movie?
You destroyed the only thing I love. Well, guess what? Now this is happening.
Excuse me. Excuse me. What are you doing?
That's how I roll.
Huh? No!
Mary's favorite actor, Jack Black, punted Baxter right over the... Of course, Baxter ended up being fine.
Someone punted him?
You never saw Anchorman?
No, I know. That's what Paul Rudd says that he was.
Oh, he
Someone
did?
punted him?
Yeah, Jack Black did.
Because he's just doing
He took him, Betty.
A glass case of emotion.
trying to apprehend her ever since she's locked in her condo unit in the building, and she won't come out. And they have not, at least as far as I know, they have not been able to arrest her as of yet.
Wow. So what was the name of the dog?
Bucky.
Bucky was what?
I like the guy doing the interview just goes, wow.
Well, yeah. What are you going to say?
That's a lot. Bucky had been a companion to his other dog, which was a 13-year-old dog who was fighting cancer. He said he obviously never expected Sandy to outlive Bucky. Boy, how flipped out and psycho do you have to be to have an argument with your boyfriend and go, yoink?
With a smile.
Yeah. Like knowing you're hurting him deeply.
And killing a dog.
And killing a dog, yeah.
The guy said that she had previously hit him in the fall when they were in Atlanta. He said the combination of Xanax, marijuana, and alcohol just makes her snap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'll do it. That will do it.
That's right.
That's the old... That's the Florida salad.
Store salad.
Right. They live in the Regatta Beach Club in Clearwater Beach, Florida. So R.I.P. Bucky. What an awful, awful way to go. He now has to file a restraining order against her because they live in the same building.
That would be a situation where if someone threw my dog off
I'd
of
move.
a balcony...
You'd probably kill him.
Like, it would be very hard for me not to throw that person off the balcony,
Well,
too.
she's gone at that point.
Yeah.
She's not in the balcony. Or you're saying you would tackle her off?
Well, didn't she see, like, she held the dog up and smiled at him? Like, he's seeing that happen.
Right, he's in the room with her.
Yeah.
But then he goes to look over the balcony and she takes off.
Oh, she wouldn't get that far. For me. Like, I'm saying, like, if that was something that I saw happening, I don't know if I would let her get out of that room.
Yeah,
like, I would lose my mind.
Remember Puffy and There's Something About Mary? Remember when Puffy goes crazy and Ben Stiller ducks and the dog goes out the window?
Yeah.
Then he's in a full body cast? Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so anyway, awful story. Terrible. But this woman still lives in the building. You know, he's going to run into her like in the laundry or something.
You'd have to move, right?
I feel like you'd want to sell your condo and go
you're not
somewhere
staying
else.
there at that point.
No.
I think that's okay. Oh, yeah, you own a condo. It's like, it's okay to break lease, but...
No, you'd have to sell
Yeah,
it. But it's Florida. He'll sell it next week,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Alan, I would have strangled that bitch and thrown her lifeless body over the balcony. Right, but then you're a murderer. Like, I understand
Temporary
It's
insanity.
vengeance, man.
Temporary
You
insanity.
get a judge that loves dogs, they're on your side. You do 3 years probation.
You think so? Yeah, so that sucks. Would you rather be smart and sad or dumb and happy? They did this big study of people asking if they kind of broke down on gender lines, but would you rather be...
Well, dumb and sad's not working out well for me,
Right.
so I'll
Smart
take
and
either of
sad's
the
not
other two.
working either.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah,
what would you rather be?
Well, I'm already smart and sad, so I'd
Right,
have to
that's
try
what I
dumb
mean.
and happy. Yeah.
I'm dumb about some things, but I'm smart about others.
Caves.
So smart about caves.
No.
Oh, that's not what you're getting at?
I don't know that that's what he was getting at.
Kind of an idiot when it comes to caves.
They said that most guys who had done this survey, it kind of broke down along the lines that guys would rather be smart and sad. I think they said guys would rather be smart and sad, and girls would rather be dumb and happy.
I feel like that would be switched. I know a lot of very dumb, very happy men. I guess I know a lot of dumb, happy women, too.
Yeah, more men than women said smart and sad. Again, there were no huge disparities. It's kind of, between smart and sad, dumb and happy, and not sure. A lot of people who answer not sure, they're like, well, I'm doing a study. So you think about it for 5
pick
seconds.
one.
Just give me an answer.
Doesn't
Well, I'm
matter.
not sure. Ma'am, there are two. Would you rather be smart? You know what? I'm going to mark you down for dumb and happy. Ignorance is bliss. That's what they always say.
Well, it is.
That's what they say.
You don't agree with that?
Ignorance is bliss.
You can't be upset about something if you are
Don't know
ignorant to
about
it.
Yeah.
I know. We've had this conversation before. Just ignorance in all of its forms, I think, would make you less of a... Just because you don't know about something doesn't mean it can't affect you. Like the old, what you don't know can't hurt you. That's patently false. What you don't
No.
know can very much hurt you.
I don't agree with that. How can it hurt you if you don't know it exists? You don't know anything about it.
If you don't know that your boyfriend is cheating on you, You'll find out about it.
Okay, but then you're no longer ignorant to it.
Well,
Correct.
Once you don't know, literally can't hurt you because you don't know it exists. Once you find out, now you know, yes, you are hurt. But if you never knew what was going on, how are you supposed to know?
Yeah, all these people that live like double lives, and the person dies without telling his family that he had secret children and another wife in another state. They're not hurt till after they lived happy lives.
When they meet at the funeral?
Yeah, and they have to fight over assets.
Like curtains.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very much in that camp where it's like, you can't miss what you never had. What you don't know can't hurt you.
Yeah, that was like...
So you prefer the ignorance is bliss.
I don't prefer it. I think it's 100% true.
Yeah, okay.
That was like my dad with like all his drug use. He was like, oh, you wouldn't have liked me back then. And I'm like, well, I don't have that choice, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I don't like you now. What are you talking about?
Well, I think I probably I resent him because he wasn't around, but he makes the point where he's like, if I was around, you'd probably not.
You still wouldn't like me.
Yeah, you'd like me less, maybe.
Yeah, so maybe he did us a favor, and I don't even know. Ignorance is bliss.
Hey, Dave.
Yes. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Dave?
I'm much. Hate the show.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Mary, it's Bandana Guy from Thursday.
Oh, fun.
Who's Bandana Guy?
We were fun.
He was very drunk.
Billy Bougie.
Oh, thanks.
Loved your YouTube.
Thank you.
Oh, good for you.
So what happened? He was
Very drunk. He's part of a 50th birthday party, and they talked pretty much the whole show until they got thrown out.
Oh, you got thrown out, Dave?
The 50th birthday party.
Yes, you were. You said it was you were that guy's uncle. Was that a lie?
No, you have to be confused.
If you're the bandana guy who was talking to me and Jay Larson the entire time in the middle of the room with the white bandana on your head.
No.
How many bandana people were there?
I didn't meet two guys with bandanas on Thursday
Dave was so
night.
drunk he doesn't know what he did.
No.
That may very well be, Alan.
Okay, so he was so drunk he doesn't remember
He
what
was
he did.
hammered. He was
Right.
talking to me. We were kind of going back and forth, and then it got aggravating, and another audience member snapped at him. It wasn't even me who snapped. Another audience member was like, dude, shut up. You're ruining the show.
I'll just never know why people who are out partying and getting drunk want to confine themselves to sitting down in a comedy club.
Yeah.
Like, I've never understood it.
And
It's
then-
not a dialogue, it's a monologue.
Jay Larson got up, who's very funny, and they were going back and forth for a while. And then you guys, I know who you are because you left when Jay had like 15 minutes left. You met me out in the hallway. You bought a CD, and then they wouldn't let you back in. And you and your girl were real upset because like your cell phones were at the table and stuff.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I know who you are.
He's like, oh, now that Mary's pieced it together for him, he's like, now I remember. That's right.
We got the tickets from the other couple for free, so that might have been her birthday present or something.
Oh, so you didn't know the people you were sitting next to.
No, we knew them.
This is kind of how the show went.
I
on
was going to
Thursday.
say,
Yeah,
it's
this
a real
is-
hard piecing this together.
Yeah.
But at least we can agree that you were very drunk, Dave, at the show.
We can't agree on that.
Yeah, okay, very drunk. So how did you guys end up well, you had tickets. Yeah, again, it doesn't make sense to me that people get hammered. If you get progressively drunker at the show, I understand that because you're ordering drinks. But it sounds like you guys showed up drunk.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, that I don't get. I mean, I guess you were partying beforehand. I'm going to explain this to Dave, and I wasn't even there.
On Thursday.
Yeah, I'll infer the...
We were partying ahead of time, Alan.
Yep, pre-partying, and then you go, oh, we've got these tickets. We're going to go to this show, and then it just continues rather than sitting there and enjoying the show. Right. But he bought a CD
I enjoyed
and
the show. That's why
Yeah.
I called.
Yeah, no, we had
Mary,
fun.
she was hilarious.
what Dave can
Said I'm
remember
hilarious.
what Dave can remember of the show, he enjoyed very much.
Although I will say this, Daves are my target demographic. You know, people who are too drunk with bandanas on are usually people who love me. I can relate.
All right. Okay, thank you, Dave. Thank you. I appreciate the call. There's Dave. Alan, if you're drinking bad water, you don't know it's going to hurt you, but it's going to.
No, we're not talking about like food poisoning.
Yeah,
These are like
I don't
life
think that-
scenarios.
Right. It's more from the philosophical angle.
Right.
Right.
If you go into work every day, do your job, and you don't know you're about to get fired on Friday, you're fine. Like, I'm doing my job.
You're
Look at me
bouncing
go.
around.
Right. You
Hey,
have no
check it
idea.
out. That's right. Poundcake doesn't know he's going to get fired on Friday.
Dun, dun,
Nobody tells him.
Well, I kind of got the hint once you guys said to clear off all my stuff off my desktop. So I'm going to do it
He's
tonight.
just like, nah, we don't need folders, actually. Folders won't be necessary.
You just throw it right in the
You
trash.
don't know when you'll get the axe. You guys kept leading up to it, so I was like, all right, this makes sense.
Could you send them as attachments to your non-work email just for posterity?
When everyone was talking about going over to the new building, like, oh, I can't wait to see it. We're moving over on Monday. And they look at me like, oh.
You'll be able to see it from the outside.
Yeah.
You can't wait to see
We're
the new
gone for it.
building.
You can stand at the window.
He's like, I'll never know when I'm going to need these spots again. These commercials I've cut. Like, you'll be all right. I don't think you'll need those again.
The client knows they're never going to need them again, so perhaps you can get rid of them now. Put them on your demo reel.
Hey, want to hear these live reads I did?
Broche bun.
Yeah.
I almost got the baroche bun. I almost got through both of them.
Hey, listen, you never know what you're going to get with the cake. That's what we call them now. The cake.
Well, that's my new radio name after I leave.
The cake.
Mornings with the
The
cake.
evolution.
Yeah, the
Who's-
evolution.
Who says you can't have cake for breakfast? Du-du-du-dum, cake in the mornings.
Yeah. It's wild, though, that you put him on in the morning.
Yeah. You wouldn't? You wouldn't? You don't think he's going to have his own morning show in Tulsa?
I think he can do anything he puts his mind to.
Which is nothing.
Oh, ouch. Wow.
What does he put his mind to?
Huh?
What does he put his mind to?
I don't know. I don't live with him 24 hours a day.
Cody,
I don't
what
know
do
what
you
he
put
puts
your
his
mind
mind
to?
to. I have to assume, just given just human nature, he puts his mind to something.
Squeaky time?
Oh, it's not squeaky anymore. I got a better bit.
Right.
I thought the squeaking was from the floors when you'd
No.
Back
use
up.
the suction cup one.
No. When I got my room redone, thanks to you guys, I'd never changed my bed frame, and it broke. And so I didn't feel like buying a new bed frame, so my mattress was kind of like leaning. So whenever I would toss off, yeah, it would make a banging sound up against the wall, and the little.
How much do you move?
Not much, but it was broken.
He's like Kramer eating chicken in the bed, bouncing up and down, and
so-
wiping his face with a comforter.
The bars of the frame would squeak. And so it wasn't loud, but it was loud enough to know something's going on.
Sure. Didn't even need a sock on the doorknob. They're like, oh, that frame's banging around up there. I think we'll be all right. I've got to take a break. If you want to send a text for something, 35192. If you want to watch, go to alancoxshow.com. And anywhere you are, whatever you're doing, you can listen on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7.